So in the last 24 hours, loads has been going down. We've had POTM Haaland, we've got ourselves Division Rival Awards, and we've also had another Evo. On top of this, the market has been consistently rising. So in today's video, we are going to be covering all that, talking about how the market's been, talking about how you guys can go make some coins, and so on. Now, before we do start, the guide that I normally have as a sub perk is actually free till the 1st of October. So if you guys are interested, feel free to check it out. Top link in the description. It has like an investment sheet with all the different investments, with loads of different articles. If you guys are interested in trading, it's got a spreadsheet with all the players that I've been flipping and buy prices and sell prices, making your life very easy. And as I say, this is free all the way through to the 1st of October. So let's go and talk about the content that we've had, because yeah, we've had some controversial content. So we're obviously start with the SBCs, and most importantly, we are going to start off with the brand new Haaland SBC, which I have to show you as an objective. Now, some people have been wondering actually, why are these, why are they popping up as objectives and not SBCs? Now, some of the theory is because you can't complete objectives on the web app. So, what EA is doing is they're, you know, I guess not allowing you to complete them on the web app or something. I mean, I don't know who's completing Haaland on the web app, but obviously you couldn't go and do Alaba on the web app because you can't unlock SBCs on the web app. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, but EA's done it again, and yeah, they've released a Haaland, which is weird because EA literally said that they were not going to release a card in FIFA for August's POTM. I can literally show you right here. Click to vote for the player. Player of the month, August. The player of the month winner of this campaign will not receive a special in-game item in FC25. But, I mean, this is August POTM. It's not September's POTM. So, we're not quite sure what's going on here. Like, I remember it being leaked and I was like, well, it's not coming out. These leakers don't seem to be very sure that it's going to be coming out. And then, like, about 5 PM, the leakers were like, oh yeah, this is how much is coming out. This is how much the SBC is going to be. And I was like, it actually is going to come out. Like, despite EA saying that, you know, he wasn't going to go and come out, he has. And I mean, obviously, he's come out with Haaland's card, basically with a 1-in-form upgrade. I don't think he's received any new playstyles. No, he's got the... So actually, wait, he's received no new playstyles. Regarding roles as well, he's received no new roles. So it's literally just his card with an in-form upgrade. He's got himself +1 pace, he's got himself +1 shooting, he's got himself +2 dribbling, he's got himself... +1 dribbling, +2 passing, got himself +1 defending and +1 physical. So again, it is literally just an inform upgrade on Haaland. Now, an inform Haaland would probably cost a bit more than 600k in all fairness. So the SBC is coming in at 600k. Now, we're not really using Footbin much at the moment, but Footbin is probably the best place to go and find the price of SBCs. And again, they for some reason split it into two. I'm not too sure why they've done that, but yeah, split it into two. 600k. Now, he's not amazing value for money, but in the end of the day, this SBC is out for 30 days. So it's one of these ones, you know, as you maybe get some untradeable, or you are going to get untradeable division rivals. You do get some untradeable foot champs. If Haaland is seeming to be the meta, or Haaland is the sort of player that you guys are enjoying with, and I think earlier, I think people have talked about Poacher Plus Plus being the meta, not distinct, you know, definitively, but you know, being the meta, then maybe you do go and do that card down the line. But yeah, wasn't insanely demanded, and the reason we can see it wasn't insanely demanded is because if he's insanely demanded, he really shifts fodder, and that didn't really occur. So this is before Haaland came out, 19k. This was in the hype of Haaland coming out, 20 to 21k. And then when Haaland came out, he actually wasn't that demanded, and everything he rose in the pre-hype, he crashed. So it's one of these ones that, again, it'd be favourable to go and sell in the pre-hype. Now, one of the reasons it's favourable to go and sell it in the pre-hype, one of the reasons he probably peaked in the pre-hype is because this SBC was kind of only leaked to come out really like an hour before it came out, which meant there was a lot of panic buying in a small amount of time. Well, again, it wasn't completed. Then the 89s went down there to 19k, but they are actually back up at 20, and they will continue rising through to Tuesday if we follow last year's trends. So even though he didn't rise fodder at the beginning, he should still have an impact. And again, the fodder was favoured to rise till Tuesday anyway, so bear in mind she went back down to the price before Haaland came out. She would basically just keep on following the normal trends. Going on to 88, same sort of thing. Before Haaland coming out, she was 14k. She didn't actually go up to 16k and hold 16k, so 88 is performing a little bit better than 89s right there. But again, didn't really move too much. And likewise with Pop, we can see before the SBC, she was 10k. Then you know, in the pre-hype she got to 11k, back down to 10k, but you know, she is going for about 10 to 10.5, so it's definitely had a positive impact / hasn't hindered the already rising SBC fodder. Now, obviously, Haaland's gold card himself, he went and came out at 6 PM, 380k before the SBC came out, then he crashed down to 350. It is completely normal that the cheapest time on the market is around about 10 PM. Again, 10 PM, cheapest time on the market, 350, and he's rebounded back to 370. And again, he'll continue rebounding all the way through to the 26th, unless the market stagnates before that. And again, we will be covering the market, you know, how the market is expected to react for the next week or two, or next few days over on this video. Rodrigo did take an initial hit. We can see right there he was about 140 or 147. The Haaland came out, he went down 7k, but it does not matter because he's now back up another 20. Because in the end of the day, Haaland isn't replacing Rodrigo. Son, obviously a Premier League striker, something that Haaland would have been favourite to replace. Son was about 310 and 320. Did get panic sell down there to 300, but he's literally up at 350. So again, not really having a negative impact right there. And I think that is what we have to talk about with Haaland. Now, the other content that we did go and get, and don't worry, I'm going to go and claim these foundations. I've done a little bit of squad battles just for the sake of, one, having some squad battle rewards today, and two, I think I was literally just doing them whilst I was checking the team of the week, which we'll cover later. So, yeah, we're going to head over to Evos, if I can back out of here. And then we head over to Evolutions. We also got ourselves another Evolution, another free Evolution as well, which was quite nice. So if we head over to here, it was the centre mid Evolution. That was free. It's not there. There you go, box to box. Yeah, it's very, very nice. There's loads and loads and loads of players that, what's it called? That are eligible for this. And the upgrades are very, very nice. You go and get yourself the box to box playstyle, or sorry, the Roll Plus. And you also go and get yourself Relentless, along with a stats increase of 2 pace, 2 shooting, 3 passing, 2 dribbling, 2 defending, and 2 physical. So it's a really nice overall upgrade. And the players that you can put in are really, really nice. Like, these are the most popular players so far. You know, we're looking at Joelinton, Loftus-Cheek. I mean, that is a 80 plus in every stat, apart from defending him. That's only just off. That card is very nice. You've got Casiedo. You know, didn't take long for Manu to be able to hit an Evo. Reindeer's not looking bad. I mean, he's not quite looking as good as Loftus-Cheek, but still not bad. Oh, by the way, that Loftus-Cheek will be a chain Evo. Yeah, into the stats limits and then box to box. That makes sense. Then we got Gallagher, Fred, Fraser, Ricky Puig, Bentancur, Unana, Zion, Rita, Fernandez, and Slobsai. Obviously, there's loads more players that can make it, but yeah, those are the ones. Now, actually, has Slobsai as an investment for 3.7k on the guide, anticipating him being needed for a cam investment. So, yeah, that's decent. I mean, I don't know if the guide is. There you go. We literally had him on the trading guide yesterday to go and buy him at 3.2k, and obviously it's a bit of a fluke, but he's already up to 5.5, and I'm sure he probably would have been up at 6k yesterday. So, very nice. Now, I actually went and made a play off of this myself. I'll just show you, I guess, how the rest of the market. The Evo came here at 6. Cards went up a little bit, but they're just favourite to rise to the 26th. So there's no real hurry if you have these cards, unless they're max price, because they are favoured to rise to the 26th. Hit a bit of a pump and dump, banged in price, then went down. But again, he will be favoured to rise later in the week. Loftus-Cheek is going to stay extinct. Would be a decent card to go and snipe if you do want to go and buy him. And yeah, that goes and wraps that up. Now, I actually made an investment myself. I went and invested 150k on stream in Matthias Nunes, because I saw Matthias Nunes. I thought he's going to be one of the most popular ones. And I went and bought a bunch of Matthias Nunes. So I actually paid a fair bit for them, because I did gamble that Matthias Nunes might have gone extinct. So I went and paid about 3.2k for all of them. Well, if I go and show you right now, I was able to sell, you know, probably about a quarter of the cards I bought for, you know, maybe a K profit or something like that. But Nunes at the moment is down to 1.4k. So I was a bit of a sticky situation, because I've gone and bought a bunch of Nunes here for, you know, like 3k, and he's crashed in price. But I didn't go and panic. I didn't go, okay, let me go and panic sell him. What I thought, do you know what? I'm in no hurry for coins. So what can I go and do? I'm sorry about the background of my game being a bit scuffed right now. When you go into objectives, sometimes it gives you this weird background where it shows you like a bunch of trophies. I thought, what can I do to make my cards a little bit different? Because obviously every Nunes on the market is basic, has a basic chem style. And obviously there's no contracts, there's no position changes, there's no attributes, thank the Lord. So what can I do to make my cards a little bit different? Well, what I did was I went into my club and used all my untradeable consumables or chemistry styles. And you can see right there, you know, they've all got these very, very plebby chemistry styles. But what this does is it makes it different to generally about 90% of the Nunez's on the market. And all I'm going to do is just keep on relisting them until they sell. And you might say, well, who's going to go and pay 2k more for a Nunez that has a 200 coin chem style on? And this is where you'd be surprised. So again, I've literally listed them probably about 2-3 times, and I've managed to sell on. These two would have had a shadow, but again, you know, it was feasible for me to do that. And we've gone and sold on, one of them probably had a hunter as well, and then we've already gone and sold on 2. And all these would have been a plebby like 200 coin chem style, but because they had a plebby 200 coin chem style, they sold on. If I didn't have the 200 coin chem style, they wouldn't have gone and sold on. Obviously, when stuff sells on, it does go and remove the chem style. So just a little heads up that I guess, you know, even if an investment flops, and don't get me wrong, I'm probably losing like 50k if I'm to go and sell them right now. Sometimes you just don't panic, so you just got to think, okay, how can I make the card a little bit different, and then go and sell them on lazy buys. And that's what that's why I went and decided to do. So yeah, that along with the rest of the transfer market, it's looking quite nice at the moment. For those that are interested, we're probably sitting already on about 1.4 to 1.5 million. In a previous video, you guys might have remembered I went and said I bought 5 icons, discarded them. Well, actually yesterday I bring them back on the discard recovery. So let me just go through the profits we made there. So I picked up 2 Verons at 80k, and I went and sold them on for 130k. Again, the whole quick sell recovery thing, basically what you do is you buy an icon for 80k, you quick sell it, because you get 65k of those coins back. You then reinvest those 65 coins, make a bunch of coins, and then like 4 or 5 days later you bring back that icon on the quick sell recovery, and then you can make profit on the icon. So rather than just buying the icon and holding it on my transfer list, I can buy the icon, quick sell it, then have the icon in the quick sell recovery as an investment, and then invest the coins. You can basically make 2 times the investment. Again, it's quite a hard thing, but if you can get your head around it, you'll understand it's a crazy play. So for example, Veron we bought at 80, we were able to go and sell on for 130. I picked myself up a Bobby Moore, who has 2 O's in his name, for 85, and we went and sold him on yesterday for 140. I went and picked myself up a Larson, picked him up for 80, I went and sold him for 130k, and went and picked up a Shearer as well for 85k, and sold him on for 130. So generally made myself probably about 2 to 250k just off that icon play. Which again is how we're on about 1.3 million coins right now. You know, we're flipping a lot of icons, we're flipping a lot of gold cards with shadow. If you haven't already checked out how I'm trading at the moment with icons or gold cards with shadow, do check out yesterday's video. I do walk through how I'm trading, and again the trading guide will also help you guys with shadow trading. Icon trading isn't really something I can put on the guide. But yeah, I also went and because icons are rising every day, I also just went and picked up a few icons that weren't even that good price, but they all rose overnight. So for example, Pirlo picked up for 280, flipped at 320. Shevchenko picked up 185, sold at 220. Gattuso this morning picked up at 110, flipped at 128. So along with that, we've got our shadow trading. So the account's looking very, very, very nice at the moment. Next thing we are going to go and cover is we're going to cover the market, because the market is rising. But let's go and talk about players of all different sorts of price ranges, because different players are now going to react differently. So players who are 10k and below, stuff like Gakpo, I can show you the 3-day average, and you can see now he hasn't really risen over the 3-day average. So what's going to happen with cards that are getting the 10k and below is they're basically favoured to hold in price or just drop. The reason for this is because everyone's basically upgrading from 5k cards, and because everyone's upgrading from 5k cards, and on top of that they're not that hard to pack, you can see they're really not progressive over the last 3 days, apart from maybe little spikes right there. So yeah, if you guys have cards that are 10k and under, they're basically favoured to keep dropping to the 26th. Now we're going to move on to cards that are about 10 to 15k. This is the last 3 days on these. So I'd say they've been maybe semi-progressive, but they're not the most progressive in the world. So cards that are about 10 to 15k are kind of expected to drop slowly. Also drop slowly, kind of react the same. It's kind of 15k and below is expected to drop slowly / hold in price. Now we're going to move on to cards that are a little bit more expensive, cards that are again about 20 to 30k, stuff like Rashford. We can see in the last 3 days, these again are rising slowly, not you know, nothing crazy, but they're slightly progressing. Because they're slightly progressive, these cards again are still favoured to rise to the 26th, unless the market stagnates before that. Now we're going to move on to cards that are, again, in my opinion, most optimal investments, 40 to 80k cards. We can see again over the last 3 days, these have been very progressive. Over the last 24 hours, they haven't been too amazing. You can see he dropped yesterday, basically dropped after yesterday's 6 PM content, was a buy at 50k, and actually is still 50k, but he should rise during the course of today. We're going to talk in a second about how squad battles is going to react. Also, we can show you another card that's the most optimal investment, which is the 40 to 80k cards, and that is Adeyemi. We can see again in the last 3 days he's done nothing but rise, and this is maybe a better example of, you know, these cards are still rising. We can see he was averaging 80k there, now he's up to averaging about 85. Cheapest on the market right now is 90. I'm going to talk about cards slightly more expensive than 80k, and these have been doing really, really well, especially again the La Liga cards. La Liga cards are outperforming non-La Liga cards because everyone's building La Liga teams because of the Alaba. I don't think everyone's going to build Prem teams because of the Haaland, by the way. So, yeah, but again, we can see in the last 24 hours, even someone like Griezmann's still been progressive. We can see in the last 3 days he's been very progressive, going from about 80k up to 125k right now. Super expensive cards have actually been performing a lot better than we expected. Normally, again, it's 40 to 80k are the best performing. Well, actually, Liao has been very, very good. We see even in the last 24 hours, this card's gone from about 330 up to now 380k. In the last 3 days, it's gone from 250 to 380, which is very nice. And yeah, even the super top end cards, you know, like we're looking at Mbappe, and Mbappe's gone from about 3.5 to now averaging about 3.7. He's up to 3.8. And in the last 3 days, he's now gone from 2.9 to 3.9. Now, the market is very progressive at the moment, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's sustainable. I think we might actually see, the same as last year, the market peak before the full edition comes out. Because, I mean, if I go and show you cards like Liao's a good example. Liao, in my opinion, so the market traditionally rises to the Ultimate Edition. But I think it might peak earlier. And the reason I think it might peak earlier is because if we go and look in the last 3 days, we look at like 6 AM yesterday. Liao was 310k yesterday. Liao is 380k now, which is a, you know, about a 70k rise. I don't think Liao can rise 70k every day until between now and the 26th, because obviously that means Liao is going to go and end up at the best part of about 600k, which in my opinion is just too expensive for Liao. It's the same with Mbappe, right? Like if we go and look at Mbappe, he's gone from about 3.5 to about 3.8. So he's gone up 300k, you know, which means he'd have to go up to basically 5 million coins when the game comes out. I don't think this is a sustainable rise whatsoever, which means I do think the market's probably going to peak towards the 26th. Now, it's not a case of panic selling stuff right now, because definitely there's juice in these cards. You know, we go back to Griezmann, there's easily juice in that card. Barella, again, he should have juice. He hasn't really been rising too much in the last 24 hours, but again, I'd still gamble that he's not quite stagnating out. But yeah, cards at the moment are rising very, very fast, and they'll either slow down the pace they're rising, or we'll see them peak in the next like 24-48 hours. But again, I will go and cover this on the stream. I'd say, you know, these cards definitely still have juice. They've basically got to not rise for 24 hours to drop, but it's not just like one card. It's like across the board, they've got to not rise for 24 hours, and then we anticipate a drop. And even though, yeah, we've got the odd player that hasn't risen in the last 24 hours, it doesn't mean go and sell that player. It means they're probably just having a dodgy 24 hours. The vast majority of the market is still rising every 24 hours. So again, we don't anticipate really a drop coming. Also on top of that, we've got Squad Battle Rewards coming today. Squad Battle Rewards is only going to rise the market. How the split's going to maybe be will be, I'd say stuff maybe 10k and below will drop, stuff 20k and above is going to rise. Anything used for Evos is going to rise. The reason for this is because the odds on people to go and pack 30k players, 40k players, 50k players in Squad Battle Rewards is very, very low. Squad Battle Rewards traditionally doesn't really do anything to the market apart from make it rise. Now, I think they've probably been slightly buffed this year. I think there's Team of the Week packs in them, in like the top 5%, but again, I don't expect it doing much. Likewise, I don't expect it doing much, even though I just bring up Team of the Week packs. I don't think it'll do much to the Team of the Weeks, because the vast majority are just going to go and pack plebby Team of the Weeks. You know, and anything that the more expensive cards drop, they're only going to rise and then rise even more, because the amount of people packing these Team of the Weeks compared to the amount of people getting the coins to afford these Team of the Weeks is a lot more favourable into those getting coins for Team of the Weeks. Now, how do I recommend trading during squad battles? Again, I don't think too much is really going to happen to the market during squad battles, because again, I don't think really much is packed. But there's a few things that I would look at. The first thing is SBC fodder, and there's a really good way to kind of trade with SBC fodder. I think you can look at buying anything from an 85 all the way up to a 80, anything from an 85 all the way up to a 88. How are you going to go and win fodders on bids? The first thing I recommend doing is by heading over to Footbin, going to SBCs and going cheapest by rating. Here you'll be able to find a nice list of all the SBC fodder. But what you're looking to do is pick a rating like Uberdorf. And now what I want you to do is I want you to look at what the price range is, because all fodder, give or take, of a rating has the same minimum price range. So Uberdorf, for example, has a minimum price range of 3.7k. So what I want you to do is I want you to go gold rare I want you to go minimum bid 3.6k, maximum bid 3.7k. Because if we go and search this in, if by magic, we should go and find, one thing I'm also going to go and do is I'm going to put minimum buy now 10k, 10,250. If we go and put this in right now, if by magic we should go and get a lot of 86s. There you go, you see Carvajal, you see Batch, you see Pedri, you see Hemp. And the reason this happens is because they've all got the minimum price, yet they've all been, they're all going to have buy nows higher than 10k. So what you want to do during squad battles is either, again, you can do this for 86s, you can do this for 87s, is whatever the price range here is, you're going to go minimum bid 100 coins more than 100 coins less than that, maximum bid that price. You're then going to go minimum buy now 10,250, or if again the card's rating is lower than 8.5, don't do maximum buy now 10,250. You're then going to go and search it, and then what I recommend doing is probably bidding anywhere from 1 to 2k cheaper than what they're currently going for. Fodder is expected to, if it might drop for an hour after squad battles, but I don't even think it is. But fodder should be more expensive after squad battles in the next few hours after squad battles than it should be before. So if you're bidding a k to 2k cheaper than what they are before squad battles, again, there should be about 3-4k more than that going into 6 PM because, again, people are going to get coins from squad battles and use that to complete Alaba, and they're going to use it to complete the likes of Haaland or whatever other SBCs they want to do. So bidding on fodder is the first thing you can go and bid on. The second thing you can go and bid on, and again, I'm going to cover these players in a bit, is pre-team of the weeks. So the best players to basically go and buy during squad battles are cards that are very cheap but still quite high demand. Now, these pre-Team of the Week cards are good because they're favourite to go and rise going into Wednesday because they're favourite to go and get Team of the Weeks. And when cards are favourite to get Team of the Weeks, they should rise out of packs. So, for example, if I wanted to go and get Elise as a pre-Team of the Week investment, what I can do is I can maybe look at picking up a bunch of Elises on squad battles because squad battles is going to go and supply a lot of Elises. So, again, right now, well, at the moment, I kind of want to buy them for about 1.5k and under. I could either maybe try and snipe him during squad battles for 1.5k and under, or what I can do is just go maximum bid 1.5k, search it in, and go and bid 1.5k on all the Elises that get listed after squad battles. So that's the next thing. And again, pre-team of the weeks on there. We'll go and cover that a little bit later in the video. The third thing you can go and do is go and try and win yourself some bids on Evo players, because Evo players again are low cheap players, but the demand should be progressive between now and the 26th. So, a nice example of a Evo player is going to be, I mean, we can find someone who's used for yesterday. We can find like Casiedo. Casiedo is quite well demanded from yesterday. He's favourite to only rise going into, is it CAI? He's favourite to rise going into the 26th. So, what we can do is, I mean, Casiedo right now is going for about 4.3k, so I can look at mass buying Casiedo for about 3k, and he's probably going to be worth about 4.5 to about 5.5 going into 6 PM, because again, the demand for the Evo players from last night should pick up during the day. And the last players you can go and buy are players that are commonly used for advanced SBCs. Again, they're going to get spammed now, but people are still completing advanced SBCs. A nice example of someone who is quite good for advanced SBCs is Peru. So all you're looking for is players from top nations, from minor leagues, who are probably worth minimum about 1.5k. So this woman's really good for the advanced SBCs. You can see right there, she's all worth 2.5k. But during squad battles, she'll go and get spammed. You probably want to go and win her for like 1.2k, and then she should be worth about 2.5 to 3k later today. So those are the things I'd look at trading for in squad battles. Again, they're players that are very easy to pack, yet they are cards that are high in demand. Well, now I'm going to talk about something which is, I guess, pretty interesting. We're going to talk about some of the meta rises. Now, one of the things that determines what cards rise the most during this period between now and the standard edition is whatever the meta is. Well, recently, a lot of non-pros have been tweeting about the meta. And again, although, yes, whatever the meta is what bangs in price, because these are not pros talking about the meta, I'd be very careful, because the demand can be quite flash in the pan. As in, yeah, at the moment, there might be leakers or news accounts with lots of traction, but unless the pros are using them, they actually are the meta. They're not going to hold. So someone like Oshala is a good example, right? Where she went from 17k, she went up there to 26k, but then she went down. Now, in all fairness, she is back up again now, so this maybe not the best example, but if it was really the meta, what would happen is she would just rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. But because it's not necessarily the meta and it's just a leak news account, and I'll be honest with you, apparently what happened is these leak accounts posted in their Discord to go and buy loads of these players and then tweeted out that it was the meta, which is a bit controversial. Allegedly, again, I haven't seen screenshots or anything, but there were multiple reports saying that it had. again, a nice example of this, or an example of this happening is with St. Maxim, right? So one of them tweeted out that technical was the meta. Now this was backed by, what was it, Foot with Stokes, so in all fairness there is credibility there. But look at the flash in the pan rise here. St. Maxim 7k, they tweet out that Trickster's the meta, goes up to 9.6k, crashes to an even lower price. So unless again all pros are using these certain sort of cards, or the biggest content creator pros, your Tex, your, I don't know, maybe, I mean, I'd say Boras, but not sure if he's actually a pro nowadays, but these big sort of like pro content creators, unless everyone's using them, or at least the big ones are using them, these cards are just not holding, and the demand is very flash in the pan, and it's very much a pump and dump. You know, if you can get in and out, happy days, but if you can't, then you're stuck there potentially with a bunch of St. Maxims, expecting them to be demanded. Same thing to an extent happened with Doku, where he went from 19 to 26 and then down to 22, and he hasn't hit that high price since that tweet. So do just be aware of that. And now to go and end off the video, we're going to talk a little bit about pre-team of the week. If you're not quite sure what pre-team of the week is, basically when players go out of packs for hitting team of the week, when players get a team of the week, their gold card can sometimes go out of packs because, of course, their gold card can go up in price because it's out of packs. For example, if we go and get like a meta, let's say Son was to go and get a team of the week, his gold card in theory should rise out of packs because people want to go and use that card, but it's not supplied. So what we're going to talk about is a few players that should go out of packs on Wednesday, and as a result should rise. But sometimes what happens is actually the players rise more in the pre-hype of them going out of packs than they do actually out of packs, which means it basically becomes a bit of a glorified pyramid scheme. But as long as you're getting at the bottom of the pyramid, happy days. So the first player we do like as a pre-team of the week is Miyuko, the ex-Borussia Dortmund player. And he got himself 2 goals and an assist, or 2 assists and a goal. Again, you can go and pick this guy up for 500 coins. And let's say if we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, he's about 900 coins to a K, I'd go and sell him. If not, you can just go and hold on to him and gamble 1 that he's in the team of the weeks, and 2 that maybe he hits like SBC solutions. The second player we have for pre-team of the week is going to be Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney got himself 2 goals and an assist, or he got himself 2 assists, or something along the lines of that. English player out of the English leagues, can be good for advanced SBCs. Also high rated non-rare, very prime sort of card to actually end up being in SBC solutions. And again, at 500 coins, there literally is no coins to be lost on the likes of Ivan Toney. Next player we've got is Michael Jackson right here. Michael Jackson got himself 2 goals yesterday, and again, you can literally pick him up for the same price he's been for discard. Should have a lot of hype getting a team of the week. Again, wouldn't really be demanded out of packs, but again, you could go and sell him in the hype again in team of the week. A player that's very expensive and likely to get a team of the week, 2 goals off Diaz. Diaz, I'd recommend picking up for 64k, or if you're on PC, picking him up there for 62k. Next player we've got is going to be Griffo. Griffo got himself 2 contribution. Griffo is a really good advanced SBC player. He's a high rated non-rare. He's an Italian, out of the Italian league. If I'm not wrong, the Italian even has a lack of default left mids, so he's really good for that. Picking Griffo up for a K is a really nice buy. And the last one, like we said earlier in the video, is Elise. Now Elise, when he actually played really well, went up there to 3k, and you wouldn't be buying him at 3k if he was only 1.2k in the first place. You wouldn't go and buy someone 3 times as much, because they're likely to get a team of the week. Well, he's back down now to 2k, but again, I wouldn't really want to pay above 1.5k. But Elise got himself 2 goals. I think he got himself 2 goals and an assist. Harry Kane did get 2 assists and 1 goal, but he would be favourable to get it over Harry Kane. Again, you'd either go and sell those cards in the pre-hype on the Tuesday and the Wednesday, or you can just gamble them out of packs. But if they're heavily inflated, then they're actually likely to go down out of packs. Like we saw last year, we saw Kante's gold card and we saw Cancelo's gold card actually go down when they got a team week 2 because they got so over-invested. And I think that is going to go, I would say that's going to wrap it up, but I think I've got some packs for you. Because again, I've been grinding a bunch of squad battle games. These were really easy to get, by the way. All I was doing was just literally AFKing whilst I was, whilst I was getting my team of the week. So there we go, we got ourselves something in the map there. We got some foundations. Is this anything interesting? A manager's welcome backpack, some coins. We're going to get this one for you. And then we'll give you guys a little pack opening. And of course, I do actually have some squad battle rewards, literally from just practically AFKing. So let's go and see if we can get ourselves anything good in these. Oh, wow. Oh, my. Oh, they're just GFX packs. Let's go and see if we can get ourselves anything good. At the moment, the team's not looking too bad. If you guys did miss it, we did go and pack ourselves Hazard out of the Guaranteed Hero, so that'll be a nice team. It's going to be Aereo. Do you know Aerola's really good for advanced SBCs? It's like 2k, but yeah, nothing to scream and shout about right there. But yeah, regarding gameplay, I haven't actually got around to playing any gameplay because my plan was to basically go and get some really, really good untradeable players before I go start playing gameplay, because I thought it'd probably make my experience a bit funner if I've got good players rather than bad players. It's going to be Danny Parejo probably. It's not. It's going to be Zubamendi maybe? Bryce. Yeah, it's lovely. We got ourselves Neres, who's not bad. But yeah, there we go. 2 times 75. I do plan on playing to get myself some Division Rival Awards because of how good the Division Rival Awards and how good the Foot Champs rewards are. It's going to be Van der Donk right there. I do plan on playing a bit of gameplay early on. I'm not quite sure if we know the first week in League as well, just whilst I'm yapping. But first week in League is favourite to come, not this Friday, but next Friday. It's normally the second Friday of the release. It also gives people who, I guess, only get the game this Friday a week to go and qualify. Here we go, 7 mid, Polish, probably going to be Zielinski. Nope, it's going to be the Freiburg woman. There we go. So we are going to get to the sad point where the SBC fodders, we're going to start knowing their actual outline. And let's go and open up the last pack. Hasn't really been anything to add to the team, but again, we'll take those chemistry styles. If you go and get yourself chemistry styles and you're struggling to ever sell players, just throw the chemistry styles on those players and you'll be able to sell them on. And there we go, get yourself Victor Rock. Well, that's going to wrap that up. Sadly, some very underwhelming packs there at the end. But yeah, as I say, hopefully my score battles will be a little bit better. Thank you very much for watching. Streams will be live from 8 all the way through to 6:30. And we shall see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.